Welcome to this video on Mr. Ford's website. I am Mr. Ford, and I'm going to go through for you the usefulness my website can have for you, whether you are a student or a parent, and how it can help you know what's going on in the course and also help you to better understand what's going on. So this is for 8th grade social studies. So if you're not in 8th grade social studies, you're watching the wrong video. So I want to start on the front page of the website. There's some files here you can download on your computer. Again, always do so at your own risk, but I can tell you that I have all 3 of these installed on my home computer. The Smartboard Viewer, which is right here, and the Adobe Reader right here, large, well-trusted companies. OpenOffice here is really a substitute for Microsoft Office. Again, I'm using it on the computer I'm recording this on. You can edit, you can save, you can open programs that are created in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, but it is free. So there is a link there to do that. It does allow you to save a program in Word format, so a student working from home can bring that file in and use it at school. The Smart Notebook Interactive Viewer, if I were you, I would wait until you come across a file that you can't open because it's a Smart Notebook file. I don't have many of those on the site yet. It will probably be matching exercises, some multiple choice questions, some smartboard games that end up on there, and you can view those and interact with those. You can't edit them. It's a huge file. If you have an older computer, you probably don't want to download this one anyway. It is a very large file. And then finally, PDF files can be viewed with the Adobe Reader. So without delay, let's click here to go to Mr. Ford's 8th grade social studies website. And here we are, and it tells you to click on the links to the left, and we will do that. Let's say we will go to, first of all, the schedule. Here comes marking period 1. Now, first thing I want to explain to you, I would ignore these 4 columns. This one doesn't even have anything in it yet because the state hasn't adopted these. These 4 columns here are going to be mostly for my benefit and for any administrator benefit, really, to know what it is, the Common Core standards that are being met or addressed in some way, shape, or form, either that day or in the lesson overall. These columns here are the important part. Now you will notice, whoops, that the dates aren't filled in yet. I'm doing this before the school year starts. They will be filled in and they'll change year to year. So this is day number, and each year I will change this. And what you'll see really is here is classwork, is what we'll do that day in class. Homework, what needs to be done for the next period. There may be times where they need to finish something we did in class and it doesn't end up on here. Some students do, some students don't. So always keep that in mind. Anything you see that's underlined, like right here, this will come up with the note, the first section of notes we do on Reconstruction. Here they come. Here they are. One thing to notice, you'll notice on your supply list, it says highlighter. The students would get a blank paper. They would be highlighting these parts as we go through them in class. It's a way for them later to go back and see the key points of certain sections, but we're not going to spend a ton of time there now. Again, anything you can do, some of them are documents, some of them are other things, and know, again, that here we've got everything for this class. I also want to point out that if you know, let's say you missed day 3, here's the stuff we did, but if you want to know, be taken to the unit page, you click on day 3, notice there's a link there, and it'll take you to unit chapter 17, Reconstruction. It's the first real unit we're going to do. You're going to the page now that you would have been taken to had you clicked on chapter 17, Reconstruction. This just happens to be the unit that we are doing on that particular day I just clicked on. And you'll see all the notes for the entire unit are here. If you're missing a section of notes, come here and print them out. It always does that for some reason. And here you have the Chapter 17 Reconstruction Quiz Study Guide. So again, print that out, be ready for it, go back and look at the schedule. What you see here, there are video clips and there are questions you can answer. There's a lot on this one, probably a pretty good video. I would watch it if I were you. But if you go through here and try to answer these questions, feel free to write them down and make this full screen and answer them. Feel free to just leave this here and try to answer them as the video goes. However you want to do that, I would encourage you to do that. This is another layer of things that parents can do to be able to help their students, and that students can do to know the material a little bit better so we can do more with it in class. And then again, you go down here, some of them I don't have necessarily. They're just information, so I don't have questions with all of them. Here are some flashcards. I'm going to very quickly show you this one. So here's what you do. Let's say here's the word, there's the definition. If you could tell me the definition by looking at the word, you would go to correct. So we're going to do correct on most of these. It tells you how many are left over here. Now let's put 2 over here. We're just pretending I'm going through these as I should. There we go. I'll put another one in there. And then what you can do when you're done is you can retry the cards in the incorrect box, and I would absolutely do this. And here comes segregation. Separation of the races. Hey, I actually got that one right this time because I remembered it from the last time. Grandfather clause, I got that one wrong. Impeachment, let's say I get that right. And you're done. And up comes that same thing again. And I now can say the grandfather clause are laws that allow those who could not pass the literacy test or pay the poll tax to vote if their grandfathers had been able to vote. So there you go. And now we're done. Now what I would encourage you to do is restart all cards and then show the definition first. Be able to do these both ways. Here is white Southerner who supported Reconstruction. If you can tell me that's Scalloway, great. If you, one thing to not do though, and this goes both ways, whether it's the definition first or the word first, don't just click on it and go, white Southerner who supported Reconstruction. Yep, I knew that one. If you couldn't say the definition, you didn't truly know it. So there we go. Here are some review games. There's a bunch of stuff here. These are multiple choice questions. Basically what happens is you play a game of some kind. You have to answer a question to continue playing the game. They're pretty fun. They're like arcade style games. There's a whole bunch of different styles to choose from. Teacher Invaders. This one, it's like the old school game Space Invaders. I have some directions here, so please be sure to note if you use capital letters, won't be right. If you use punctuation so Plessy v. Ferguson, no period after the V, you're not going to be correct. So please just follow the directions there. And then there's some other games here. I do want to point out that for the games that involve vocab, Teacher Invaders, this game here, and these games here, they all are coming from these terms. This right here is the place to start. You know all these words, you'll be able to play these games and have more fun with them. If you keep losing the game because you don't know any of the words, not as fun. Know the words first. Put in the work, the class, and this website becomes a lot more fun. A few other things here. I want to look real quickly at test review. So if, let's say the chapter 17 and 18 test you want to be prepared for. Here's the review sheet. Here are flashcards for chapter 17. Here are flashcards for chapter 18. Here are multiple choice. What you notice, all I did was take things that I already created and put them all in one place. So these are the review things that go with chapters 17 and 18 that were on each of these web pages. So chapter 17 flashcards, I just put them on here. So it's all in one place. You can study right here. Here's the review sheet that was in, I think, this unit's section. So again, I would encourage you to know that. One thing I want to go back and mention under schedule here, and we'll go marking period 1 again. There may be things that change. And if the things that change are going to be permanent changes going into the future, I will change them down here. But if they are temporary changes, things that I think might change this year, but in future years will stay the same, I will put them in red up here. And it will say, for example, chapter 17 and 18 test will be on this day instead. Keep that in mind. Snow days, those sorts of things, assemblies may affect some things. And note up here too, it might say certain classes have certain things to do and other things like that. Always check. If you doubt whether there's a change or there's homework or somebody tells you we didn't have something and you think they did, feel free to send me an email and I'll do my best. So hopefully that is a good summary of what my website can do for you. If you have any questions, comments, always feel free to email me and I will try to help out in any way I can.